What's going on, Hope Kids? Hope y'all having an awesome week. I'm Pastor Jordan, and I'm so excited for another awesome lesson in our Blast Off series. We've been blasting off into space, and we've learned that what makes our rocket ship go higher and higher is faith. And faith in who? Faith in Jesus. That's what makes us go higher and higher to places we could never go on our own. So this week, we got another lesson to grow our faith even more. If you're out there watching, say, I'm going to grow my faith. Yeah, we've had to grow that faith, and we're going to blast off together. Are y'all ready? All right, so I'm going to start off by reading Mark 2, 1 through 5, and then verse 11 and 12. So I'm going to read this real quick, and we'll dig right into it. So a few days later, Jesus entered Capernaum again. The people heard that he had come home. So many people gathered that there was no room left. There was not even room outside the door. That's a lot of people. And Jesus preached the word to them. 4 of those who came were carrying a man who could not walk, but they could not get him close to Jesus because the crowd was so big. So they made a hole by digging through the roof above Jesus. Then they lowered the man through it on a mat. And Jesus saw their great faith. So he said to the man, Son, your sins are forgiven. And then verse 11 says, So Jesus spoke to the man who could not walk. I tell you, he said, get up, take your mat and go home. Remember, the man can't walk, and Jesus just told him to get up and go home. And then verse 12, the man got up and took his mat. Then he walked away while everyone watched. All the people were amazed. They praised God and said, we have never seen anything like this. Now that is crazy. Never seen anything like that. I know I've never seen anything like that. But let's see how we can grow our faith today. So maybe we put our faith in Jesus, we could see something like that in our own lives. So all these people were coming to Jesus. Jesus' home to see Jesus. Just like so many kids come here to Hope Kids every week to see Jesus, to learn about Jesus. The main reason that we come to Hope Kids, of course we want to have fun, we want to play games. That stuff is awesome, right? But never forget, the main reason for being here in Hope Kids is Jesus. Now these 4 friends in the story that we just talked about, they brought a man that was hurt, that couldn't walk to see Jesus. Now they struggled to find a way in the house to get to Jesus because there were so many people blocking the way to get to him. So what did those 4 guys do? Well, they dug a hole in the roof and they lowered the man down on a mat to Jesus. And they could have given up. They could have said, too many people. I'm just going to go home and play some video games instead. But then they said, you know what? They did whatever it took. They did whatever it took to get their friend to Jesus. That's pretty awesome. And then Jesus saw their great faith. And how did Jesus see their faith? Well, these men knew the only way their friend would get help and be able to walk again was Jesus. So they believed, that's right, y'all say it with me one time. They believed Jesus would be able to do this miracle, and they did whatever it took to get their friend to Jesus. Then what did Jesus do? Well, he did what only Jesus was able to do. Let's look at verse 11 and 12 one more time. So Jesus said to the man that could not walk, remember this man could not walk. Jesus said to him, I tell you, he said, get up, take your mat and go home. The man got up, he took his mat, and then he walked away. The man that couldn't walk got up and walked away. And y'all remember what we talked about in week 1 of our Blast Off series? The big idea was faith in Jesus. Anything can happen. Look at that. Those guys put faith in Jesus and anything happened. That's crazy. One of the best ways that we can grow our faith in Jesus and see amazing things happen is today's big idea. That people can help grow our faith. We are all hurt. We're all broken, and we're all in need of healing from our sin, just like the guy that couldn't walk. But the only one who can heal us and help us is Jesus. So we need Jesus. Y'all say that with me one time. We need Jesus. But we need each other to get to Jesus. Because remember that big idea? People can help grow our faith. So we need each other to help get to Jesus. Now look to the person on your right. Now look to the person on your left. Now that person on your right and your left, and in front of you and behind you, that person is your family. And that person is here for Jesus, and so they can learn more about Jesus. Now look to the person on your right and say, I'm your family. Now y'all do it with me one time. Y'all look to the person on your right and say, I'm your family. We are all family in this room. And family doesn't talk out during the lesson, play around during small group time when they shouldn't be. Family isn't a distraction to others around you that are here for Jesus. When you do things like that, you're blocking the person beside you, your family member, from getting to Jesus and having their faith grown. Family doesn't block someone from Jesus. Family never gets in the way of someone growing in their faith with Jesus. Family's like those 4 guys. Their friend couldn't walk and he had no way of being able to get to Jesus. So they picked up their friend. They went out of their way and picked up their friend and carried him to Jesus. Even when things got tough and it looked like there was no way, they did whatever it took. Y'all say with me one time, whatever it takes to get their friend to Jesus, so Jesus could do something amazing in his life. Now look to the person on your right again and say, I'll do whatever it takes for you. One more time, look to the person on your right and say, I'll do whatever it takes for you. Now just think, if all of us are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure every person around us here gets to Jesus, think of all the amazing things that Jesus can do. I want y'all to think about that, because in Hope Kids, we're a family. And everything we do in here, how we act, how we talk, how we speak, or how we're quiet, how we listen, all these different things, it's all about Jesus. And you want to do the best you can to help people beside you grow in their faith to Jesus. So how are you going to be a family member today? That's up to you. All right, y'all get ready for small group time. See y'all.